Hi guys, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. It's been a long time since I have made a video on this channel. I personally am going through huge transformations in my own life, which I'm not going to get into in this video because it'll just take up too much time. But I am being called to do a collective reading today. So I'm just going to go ahead and just see what kind of comes out, and whoever it resonates for, then that's who the message is for. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started and see what comes out. Please help provide clear and concise messages for the collective. What messages do the collective need to know at this time? Messages for the collective right now. Most important messages for the collective. Most important messages for the collective right now. I feel like this last week has been seriously intense. I feel like for every single person that I know in some way, shape, or form. Wow, okay, well I'm going to leave that. I don't usually have reversal cards in this deck, but the fact that it came out, I'm going to just leave it in the reverse. Okay. A couple different reversals in here. Interesting. Okay, alright. Okay, hopefully you guys can see all this. I know I'm not really used to this setup here. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Okay, so what I'm getting here with this is that a lot of people's intuition is kind of being blocked right now. Either you're not trusting the intuition, or you're feeling like things are cloudy, or they're not making sense, or you can't tell the difference between what's intuition and what is like the ego. So there's like a need to kind of like flip this upright. I'm kind of feeling like this has to do with like the astrology, and I can't exactly tell you what's going on with that. I mean, I know that Mercury just went direct. And so we should kind of be like able to tap into this a little bit easier, but this last week I feel like has been, the after effects of this Mercury retrograde have actually been more intense than the Mercury retrograde itself. So I don't know like if it's because it's recovering tracks that we went through in the retrograde, that this is like kind of an issue right now. But if you are feeling like kind of blocked or confused in your intuition, just know that this is kind of like happening universally in some way. Okay, so now I'm getting the message that in Leo season, so this is going to be the end of July going into August, this is going to clear up. The intuition is going to become much more clearer. So just try and give yourself some time. Also, maybe try and pay attention to the dreams that you're having. This could give you like some insight into something that your subconscious is trying to tell you. But I do feel like here in Leo season, this is going to kind of become a lot clearer. The emotions, like the mind and the heart, are kind of like in a battle right now. There's a lot of like confusion, I feel. And I'm getting that like as we go into even the 8/8 portal or into like Leo season, that this is going to kind of shift and move forward in like a rapid pace. Okay, so I get here that like whether we realize it or not, even though we're feeling a little bit cloudy right now, we are like actually planting seeds right now for the future. We are seeing a lot of people's mask being removed, maybe even our own mask are being taken off. But especially even with the people around us, like we're seeing things a lot more clearly as far as the people around us. We might be a little bit cloudy within us and like what we want to do about the situations, but what we're seeing going on with the relationships around us, whether it's work, family, friends, intimate relationships, you're starting to see things a lot more clearly. And even though it doesn't seem like it at this moment, it is like building into like this transformation that's going to really kind of take off rapidly, especially going into Leo season. Okay, yeah, again, I'm feeling like blockages right here. Like people are kind of being faced with having to go inside like there's like this need to go inside and kind of like clear a lot of these blockages energetically. A lot of people are feeling blocked within themselves, and it could be because all of this stuff in the outer world with other people in your life, other situations in your life, are really kind of like shifting, and you're starting to see the truth within them, that it's like you're being forced to kind of like change how you're responding or how you're dealing with it inside. So it's kind of this whole like transitional period. But by the time we hit the end of July, I think that this is going to really kind of like take off more rapidly. But definitely pay attention to like how you're feeling inside and like where those blockages are happening. Because I do feel like there's like, you know, messages and like downloads that are being received. It's like we just can't like clearly see it at the moment. In reality, we're being taken out of situations that we feel that we have been trapped and stuck in. Even if it seems difficult and like really tense right now, that is what's happening. It's breaking us away from the change that have kept us bound, and maybe even illusions that like we were not seeing the truth within. Here I'm really feeling like, you know, this is kind of forcing us to go, like I said, go within this heart chakra, really focus on how you're feeling, your inner emotions, looking at yourself in the mirror. After I feel like almost finding out that the people around you may be two-faced, or they weren't the people that you thought that they were. There's like been some kind of like truth that's been revealed recently. And now it's time to reflect on how you're feeling about that and how you're going to go forward with that. And then once we kind of do that inner work, then when Leo season hits, like we kind of shoot forward. The mother energy is coming up here, so this really could be connected to, like I said, the emotional self, the more of the divine feminine aspects. It could also stem back to relationships with mother figures, your own mother figure within your life, or you as a mother figure within, you know, your own life. There is like a focus on this and how you connect to others with your emotional self. And also it's kind of asking, like, are you in integrity when you are interacting with other people, and are other people in integrity when they are interacting with you? So that's what I have for this so far. Let's see what else comes out for this. Okay, Spirit, what other messages do we have for the collective right now for these messages that have just been given? Other messages for the collective. Yeah, I'm hearing like take a deep breath. It's not, this is not going to last forever. Yeah, lots of conflict going on right now. Okay. Yeah, this is like a judgment time. It's like people are almost like, I'm getting the vision of like the skin being peeled off, like, which sounds kind of like grotesque, but that's what I'm kind of getting. Like there's like layers being burnt off. We're being kind of forced to like surrender to like what is actually happening right now. And we're kind of being asked to go through this transformation, rip out like that old person that we have been, and start to, you know, become that phoenix rising, surrender to what is happening, and fall back into love, because that is ultimately the way that we're going to be able to get through this. Huge focus on the emotional self here, and I'm not surprised since we're in Cancer season. It makes sense. All right, let me go down here. All right, so the message that I'm getting right here is that for some reason I'm feeling like people could have became like greedy, or started to again like attach to certain situations in an unhealthy way, and not even like realize that they have done this. Like you've done all this work, this, that, and the other, and then like you kind of like maybe veered off the path, or got distracted, or started getting involved in something, and you kind of fell back into this old way of being, and became like where you had like expectations, and like, you know, you just like were kind of a little bit being greedy, and you were being kind of like, I want to say the word flamboyant, but I don't know, like just like not very like, there was no like thought, or like, I mean, I don't know, it just feels like a really like free flowing like energy where there just wasn't a lot of like care, consideration, and compassion involved in it. And like you're being asked to kind of reflect on that. I'm also getting that since like here, you know, the masks are being removed with people around, that this could have been happening with people around you. And you're starting to realize that like, you know, like you're not really like cool with this kind of behavior, and you're being kind of asked to like reflect on this like pattern of behavior. Yeah, a real big focus here on focusing on the self, maybe even being in solitude, really focusing on why you feel the way that you do, especially here in Cancer season, really kind of accepting the lessons that you've been taught during this time frame, so that you can be ready to go at the end of July. Like really take the time to feel and focus on how you're feeling. Okay. Yeah, again, like there's a highlight here with relationships with other people, specifically intimate relationships. For a lot of you guys, a relationship could have completely ended. You realize that maybe somebody was not who they said that they were. For some people, I'm getting that somebody got somebody pregnant and you found out about it and like they cheated on you. Like, I mean, this is... it doesn't have to be that, but somebody like wasn't in their integrity and it broke apart like a relationship here, and it's created a huge like mountain for you to have to like climb, and it's a complete, you feel betrayed, stabbed in the back, and you know, it's because you really kind of had like some kind of expectation within this relationship, and you just kind of, I guess, feel completely crushed by it. I am picking up strong intimate relationship here, but it could be with a mother figure, or, you know what I mean, within any other kind of like family or friend dynamic in your life as well. But I do pick up strongly here like intimate relationships and relationships with mother. Okay, what other messages does the collective need to know? I'm trying to do this fast because I know like my camera is gonna like freak out. Okay. Yeah, so moving forward, okay. I feel like this is really good, like kind of moving towards like a gift that the universe is giving you into something that is like, you know, committed and positive, but you have to like really kind of go through this. It's like taking a chance, because you've been enlightened. The sun has been shown on something. I am getting strongly like somebody found out somebody was pregnant, which is pretty interesting. What other messages for this? Yeah, there could have been a public announcement. There could have been a choice that somebody had. Yeah, and somebody was a snake and they were deceptive within a situation, and it's forcing you to really have to go in and face the situation, face yourself, surrender, and fall back into love. This is kind of what's blocking the intuition and making you feel out of balance with your emotion and your intellect. Yeah. North node might be really important for some people here. Check out what your north node is. That is like your compass to where you are supposed to be heading within this life. Yeah, definitely some cloudiness here. You're being moved into a different direction because you're being asked to reflect on things that have happened around you. You know, seeing the sun through the, you know, stormy weather is really highlighted here too. Yeah, I feel like this is moving in a really good direction, but you have to like be honest with yourself and face like, you know, what has actually happened here. You know, were you greedy? Did you have like really high expectations? Did somebody else like have this of you? Did you kind of fall back into like old behavioral patterns? You know, what is this really about here? Yeah, a higher perspective, taking the time to get a higher perspective. This could have to do with a home, a workplace, news that you've received. But I mean, even though it seems tumultuous, it's ultimately, yeah, it's ultimately a cutoff to release you from the chains that have bound you. and it sucks, I feel like, for a lot of people. It's a really difficult thing that like people aren't, really exactly wanting to face. Also be careful of escapism, alcohol, drugs, any other kind of addiction, shopping, sex, just keeping busy. Don't do that kind of stuff. You really need to face what's going on within you in order to be able to move forward when that time comes at the end of July. Yeah, this was other people involved in other in relationships in your life. This was other people meddling and getting involved. Yep, within like love relationships is what I'm picking up strongly here. Yeah, and it's made you feel like you've been like taking a chance on something. You may even feel like you're taking a chance on something even still now by like continuing to deal with this. But I mean, you're really being asked to reflect on how you truly feel about it. Kind of detach from what those expectations are of the ego self, and like, where our wounds are causing us to want to grab on to things, and really realize like if this is healthy, like can this be fixed? How do you really feel about this situation? Like focus on that healing within yourself. All right. Let's see. There are messages. All right, a blessing on a journey. Yep, we're definitely moving on a journey here. A blessing to find the truth. Absolutely. I feel like the truth is coming out. It's coming out and it's breaking apart illusions that people are having. A blessing of forgiveness. Yes, definitely you want to find forgiveness. This is part of this healing going on within you. That does not mean that you have to, pull yourself back into that situation or back into that relationship. You can forgive somebody and stay separated from them. I mean, obviously that's not going to be the situation for everybody, but it is possible to do that. A blessing on your sleep, making sure that you guys are getting a full night's rest, because I feel like you're being kept up by anxious thoughts. And a blessing for the mother. Again, here's that mother energy, really tapping into that feminine energy, that nurturing, emotional energy. And a blessing of the earth. Make sure that you're staying grounded. Spend some time outside in nature. Really kind of just like enjoy nature and like the animals and the beauty around you outside. That's going to help you big time here. Okay, what other messages? Mountain Apis, gratitude, emissaries of love, fire keepers, freedom of love, heart woman. Gosh, real huge focus on heart chakra, love, emotions here. Okay, let's see what 23 says. Okay. The green dome-shaped mountains that surround the peak on which Machu Picchu was built stirred my imagination and inspired this unconventional view of the city. The Andine people called these mountains Apis, which means mountain spirits. Communication with these great beings and the importance of preserving sacred sites guide this message. There are places all around our planet that by cultural tradition, placement on the earth grid, and by your own intuition will bring you into alignment with the earth energies. Yeah, so kind of like I was saying, the staying grounded here, that's really important. Some of you may even be drawn to like travel to certain locations to kind of like experience like these sacred sites. If you're being kind of pulled to go to a certain location, like by all means do that. But yeah, spending a lot of time outside and connecting with nature is going to help you kind of reconnect with your intuition and your inner self again. Okay. You have slipped into apathy. Look around and rekindle your appreciation for things large and small. And kind of what I was saying, like I feel like we've almost fallen back into some old patterning. And like we don't even realize it, and we're kind of like, we already did all this work, we already know all this stuff, but like why is this happening? And it's because we kind of fell back into like old ways of being. Like we kind of like maybe got lazy, or just wasn't keeping up with like things, and just kind of like, and not that it's a bad thing, like this very much could be destined to happen this way, just to kind of like peel that onion more and more. But it is saying here that, it's time to kind of get back into the appreciation that you have for things large and small, and to kind of release any of the expectations that you have of things, and find something that you feel grateful for. Find 5 things that you feel grateful for every single day. Okay, 37. Your abilities of those of your children are misunderstood. Remember to be sensitive to the emotional comfort and security of all beings, especially the children born in this time of planetary transformation. Yeah, 100%. Like, I believe most children, 18 and under in this time frame have like some kind of like special ability, or like are more easily able to tap into spirituality. But especially like the little ones, like this is huge, like really kind of recognizing that like they're experiencing things in a different way, and providing like that support, understanding, and guidance for them. Okay, fire keepers. Has your enthusiasm grown cold of late? Consciously revitalize the fire of your vision. So yeah, like, I do feel like people are kind of like maybe down in the dumps a little bit, maybe feeling a little emotional. Try to like, figure out where that's coming from. And like I said, I do think here towards the end of July, once you kind of face some of these emotions, like it's going to take off like a rocket ship. I am getting another message here about people who are dealing with somebody who got like another person pregnant, to not be angry at like this child, that this child is special and important no matter what. Find like forgiveness in that situation, regardless if you're going to be with this person or not, and really just try to find love for the child and realize that they're here for a reason. Okay, 30. Meditate with this image. Okay, wait. Love is the key that unlocks the language and helps us more fully realize our divinity. Freedom is the force that offers us an opportunity to realize an expanded view of our humanness and our place in the cosmic order. Take this experience into your heart and see it sprouting wings. See yourself flying on the wings of universal love and experience the freedom of knowing you are never separate, but are truly an integral part of divine order. So yeah, like I do feel like even though things seem chaotic or tough or intense right now, everything is falling into place and falling into this divine order. It's like you just kind of have to come to this realization, like, heal these things within yourself and get more into like that unity consciousness, and just kind of, step outside and see things from a higher perspective and see that everything's kind of falling into the place that it's meant to fall in. And then here, our last one, we have Heart Woman. This card requests that you, man or woman, connect with this woman of heart and your inner knowing and core integrity. How might you more fully embrace life's potential and live wholly from your heart? What must come to the surface in order for you to live your personal truth? Be not afraid. Release feelings of inadequacy and realize that by the original integrity of your soul, you are a powerful being of manifestation.